Yo, what's up, people of the world? We're getting down live in the People's Mastermind. It's your boy, Pat Hilton, Iconic Messengers Show. And I'm coming at you with some real game today. I want to have a little conversation with you guys because everybody out there has ideas. Great ideas, maybe. Maybe you have the best idea in the world. But execution is the only thing that's going to take your idea from your brain to the moon. It's the only thing that's going to take your idea from inside your head to the outside world. Execution, ladies and gentlemen. And there's so many conversations out there these days about success, wealth, happiness, family, finances, and faith and freedom. But it really comes down to execution. In any area, you've got to execute. You got to go 100%. If you're going to be a dad, I got to be a dad in about 45 minutes. And it's like 100% on that. If I want to stream, if I want to build the People's Mastermind Facebook group, if I want to go live, Iconic Messenger Show, broadcast into the world on YouTube, then I have to execute just like anybody else in this world. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So if you want to build something or create something, then you got to put the weight on your back and execute. I remember 15, 20 years ago, I'd be singing at bars, singing songs in the corner, getting everybody all pumped up, making the bar announcements, the shot announcements. And people are like, man, you're getting pretty good at this. And I'm like, well, I mean, I do this for 4 hours a night, every single night. And I've done it for 5 years. Then it was 10 years. Then it was 15 years. Now it's year, whatever it is. Been doing this since I was 15. I turned 41 February 15th, 2024. I'm 40 years old now. I'm still doing it since I was 15. How great of execution do you have? And how are you able to sustain that execution over long-term periods? Like, dude, if you can't do it over the long term, you can't do it over long periods of time, you're not going to make it. There's a lot of people I met when we were young. They got record deals and sold millions of records. And then once the sales faded off or the songs faded off the radio, they were never actually able to sustain the momentum that they had. You got to think about, where's your momentum at? Are you creating a snowball effect, a compound effect with your results? And that's usually based on the development of your skill set. A lot of people, they get some success, they get a little pop, and then they stop growing, they stop learning, they stop executing, and then they stop getting the results. Here in the People's Mastermind, on the Iconic Messenger Show, whatever this is even going to become, I have no idea yet. We got to execute. I'm executing first. I can come up with cute slogans later, but the execution is really all that matters at the end of the day. I can call it whatever the hell I want. Broadcast. Facebook could get closed tomorrow, and I got the stuff to broadcast to the people. I could broadcast straight to your email addresses. I want to create a place where we can have conversations about execution in tons of different categories, tons of different verticals. Real estate, mindset, finances, faith, fitness, creating financial freedom. I want to have all those conversations in a place where people feel good. So I created the free Facebook group, the People's Mastermind, and I want to create icons out of that group. To be iconic in your area of expertise requires you to do something. There's so much talk now on the internet, but there's not enough doing. What are we doing every day to move the needle? What are we doing every day to get better from yesterday? What did we analyze from our performance over the last 6, 12 months, maybe 6 to 12 years, and say, I'm either going to double down on this or I'm going to double down on not touching this? A lot of times we're looking for, we got to do this or we got to do that. Sometimes you got to just stop doing things so that you can pivot into the next space. A lot of times life moves really fast. You got to find openings. You got to find where you fit in where your skill set and your vision and your passion fits into the marketplace to serve people. It's always about people. It's always about relationships and communities. If you can't help people and build relationships and build communities moving forward into the future, your business is not going to last. Alex Hormozi just did this huge investment into Skool, this community platform, because communities like this, the People's Mastermind on Facebook, will become the premier communities, the gathering spaces for people on the internet to get great information, great interviews, great live updates on what they can do in the marketplace to succeed. But you got to build it, you got to create it, and you got to execute on it for it to become anything, to serve anyone. And I've been in all these different masterminds. I've spoken and performed at tons of conferences and masterminds and events. I've sang in bars that some of you wouldn't even step foot into. You'd be like, I'm not going in there. Yeah, dude, I played there. Probably more than you'd care to know. But why was I invited back every time? Because I was able to build a community and a relationship with the people at the place. It always comes down to people. If you need more deals in your business, you might not be talking to enough people. You might not be getting enough eyeballs from enough people. You might be hanging out with the wrong people. But at the end of the day, let's think about what we're doing this week to execute instead of just have ideas. Talk to us about it. Post in the comments what you want to achieve. Let's start linking some people up in this group and getting some real deals done. So I'm going to be popping on here with a couple of these ideas, having a good time. Keep it short, keep it sweet. But this is almost just going to become an artistic expression of where I'm going. And as a host, as an MC, as a speaker, as an entertainer, as a producer, it's very important for me to know what the vibe of the people is, because then I can serve at a higher level. So ladies and gentlemen, get with the people around you. I had a great conversation this morning. Carlos Reyes, Art Sanchez, some good people. They've known me for many years. We've made some great moves. We're very grateful for everything that's happened in our lives, but how are we connecting the dots to give people some real game that they can execute on to get better results this year? Think about, how are you using you as a person to hit the people's hearts? Let's do it. Let's do it big. Let's do it better than ever. Come on.